Hi guys, so as a breastfeeding mom, even though I do enjoy makeup, I figured I'd do a little bit of a different video today just because along the way I have figured out some different hacks that I think would be great for anyone who doesn't know and would like some extra tips when they first start out. Now I don't own either of the first two, but I wish I had, because these things will save you a lot of breast milk when you first start producing milk. Not the colostrum, but the milk. But if you overproduce the colostrum too, I suggest you also do it anyway. If you can, get a hacka, and while you're feeding your baby, you can catch all the milk on the other side, because you do have letdown, and I waste a lot of milk doing that. I don't have one, but they're amazing. Also, they have breastfeeding pads that are actually catchers, and they will save all the milk that you would lose throughout the day, which I also don't have, but I would love to have. So if you can swing those, and you know you're gonna be breastfeeding for a while, do it. Now, when I first started breastfeeding, my milk came in really heavy and strong, and my doctor told me not to pump for like the first week or two, and I held off for like 4 days, and my breasts were so engorged, they were hard as rocks, and I couldn't bear it anymore. So I started pumping, and I kind of wish that I had started earlier, because I was losing a lot of milk in my breast pads. The lanolin breast pads with the high absorbency, it's this brand. I don't have any on me right now, but the lanolin brand breast pads are my favorite, or cloth, whichever ones you prefer. I tend to leak in the beginning more, and then you have to change them out more, and if they're the cloth ones, you're going to be packing those around, so unless you put them in like a baggie, which you can do, I don't prefer them. I'd rather have the disposable ones, but the lanolin ones are my favorite. As far as breast milk storage, this brand's good. Literally anything but this brand because this brand leaks so bad. This is all I use this time around with my son, and every time I go to unfreeze milk, leaks. I'm so mad. Like, I literally have to double bag it. And another trick for that is I store my milk, and when I go to defrost it, I hit my Keurig and pour like 12 ounces of milk from my water from my Keurig, and then I just stick the milk in it, and within a couple of minutes enough milk is defrosted for my son to eat, and then I can just wait for the rest to defrost naturally, and I can feed him that way. Now, another thing is, like, when I first started pumping, I would pump way more than these little bottles hold, so I'd always keep I'd start off with a bigger bottle. It doesn't matter, this brand actually doesn't fit this, but I do have bigger bottles like this with a wide top that fit these. I just couldn't find one at the moment. I put all my son's bottles up because he's now on sippies, so I'd either get out a big one to start with, and then if I needed an extra one, I'd leave it attached and just unscrew it and then put the other one on and keep going, and then I'd have an extra one, and I just continue to pump that way. Or you know, I'd just start off with the bigger one. It doesn't matter, like, but when I first started, I always needed something like this on each side, because they would fill up all the way. Now, everybody's going to be different, but if you're producing that kind, always have extra bottles around, or somebody who can exchange it for you, or put it in the bags and bring it back, because that does get kind of tiresome having to run back and forth. Another trick, these these pumping bras are absolutely amazing, but if you can't afford them, and I couldn't either, my sister-in-law gave me it, make your own from a sports bra. This is probably like a 15-year-old sports bra. I mean, it's been through the works. And I literally started breastfeeding my daughter, who's now 2.5, and I just cut the nipples. I know, I'm sorry, this is so dirty, but I just cut the nipples out, and when I place it on my chest, I can stick those right in there, and it works fantastic. It, like, if you just have one laying around, use it. I mean, why not? It works great. You only have to wear it for a couple of minutes, so even if it's an uncomfortable one, just, 10 minutes of your day, a couple times a day, isn't going to bother you. You can take it off right after. These are going to be the most comfortable breastfeeding bras on days that you're home, just regular sports bra. And also because you have that when you're engorged, they're going to fit, and then when they're less full, it's still gonna fit. The best pump, the Spectrum. I have had literally like 6 different pumps between my daughter and my son. Some given to me from my sister, who tried to breastfeed for like a week, and her daughter was too jaundiced for it and had to switch over to formula. And then my best friend, who gave me one of hers, and then this one I got from my insurance, and then another one I got from my insurance that I absolutely hated. This thing is amazing. It is literally the best pump I have ever had. It is so quiet. It's just amazing. Another trick is when you're pumping, massage. Squeeze and massage, and you will get so much more milk from your chest than you would if you just sit there and let it go. That's another reason why those pumping bras are amazing, because they allow your hands to be hand-free, and then you can massage while you're pumping on both sides. And if you have to hold them, you're not going to be able to do that. Even if you're holding one at a time, you're not going to be able to do that. If you cannot afford a Spectra, the next best pump that I could tell you to get is a Medilla. Though I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right, but that was also an amazing pump. It's a hose for a minute. If you swing it around, you can get all the moisture out. So just remember that. It might take a minute, but you can get most of the moisture out, and then just let it air dry. When I'm out in public, I always have 2 shirts on, or a tank top. 99% of the time it's a tank top and a t-shirt. And when I lift my t-shirt up, I pull the tank top down, and then you can have your baby anywhere without you feeling uncomfortable, or your anybody you're around feeling uncomfortable. I've breastfed in front of family, and it's at restaurants. It's probably the best way to pump, especially if you're uncomfortable. My son hates being under any kind of blanket or shirt or anything, so really that's how I learned to cope with it, especially when we were out eating at a restaurant, and it's been great. Store your breast milk laying down so that it freezes flat, and then when you thaw it, it doesn't take as much time because it's spread more evenly through the bag, and it also stacks a lot better so that you can stack all of your breast milk and then have more room in the rest of your freezer. I didn't have that option because most of the time my freezer was full, and then like I'd only have a spot here or there where I could put my breast milk, and then it kind of like slowly started making its way into other spots to where we couldn't put food in the refrigerator or the freezer. So if you have the space, do that. Now we have a deep freeze that my milk literally covers the whole bottom of. But and I've noticed, as your breasts regulate, you won't pump as much. So if you can pump extra, pump as much as you can. Make sure your child is eating enough, but after that, pump as much as you can and get as much as you can, and have that backup. Even if your child can't use it, you can donate to a hospital or somebody in your community that needs it, and it's a really great thing to do. hopefully you enjoyed this video. I know it's a little bit different, but if you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and hopefully I'll have more mommy slash breastfeeding slash whatever tips in the future, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!